Hello and welcome to week 5. This week you'll be exploring the role of interaction in language learning, as well as physical involvement in L2 learning. So in order to help you do that, I've given you 2 web resources and 2 short videos. We also are submitting this week Lesson 1 for me to preview and review and give you feedback, but not to assign a grade. Remember that. And there seems to be some confusion, so let me try to clarify now. Some of you have looked at the grade book and have emailed me and said, Dr. Prague, there's only 4 lessons. I don't understand. Are we doing 4 or are we doing 6? If you recall from our chat, I said I'll look at 4 ahead of time, if possible, before you deliver them, but 4 ahead of the SEA itself being due, so that I can be assured and you could be assured that you are on the right track before preparing the entire SEA, which consists of 6 lessons, each of those lessons taught twice for a total of 12 lessons. Okay, now below this is your very minimum guide to preparing a template for lesson 1. If you were at the chat, or even if you weren't, you have the PowerPoint to review and the video that is online to explore once again what a good lesson looks like. Okay, so you're going to click here, you're going to submit. Remember, you're not getting a grade, you're getting written feedback. If you can do it before you've taught the lesson or after. Obviously, before is preferable. You get to make some changes that might be meaningful. And beneath that, you have a place to submit your calendar of tentative dates for your lesson delivery. Now, some of you have been emailing me this. I ask that you please submit it here as well so that I can give you a check in the grade book. Okay, so back to physical involvement in L2 learning. What is this physical involvement? Well, I've given you a link to this website called the ABCs of Total Physical Response. And you can see this was started at a college in 2005, but it is still being used, and I think you'll get some information that is valuable from this. So this is from Dr. Asher's text, actually, and you've got the preface and the introduction, and he talks about the importance of total physical response, what you need to do it, how it will help in comprehension, speaking, writing, and so forth. He even has some links that you can click on, but I've given you additional links as well to some videos. So when we go back to our Blackboard and you scroll down, you'll see you have a short video on total physical response to watch, and you also have one on the importance of seating arrangements in the classroom, and these are very short, so take a look at those. I've also given you a link to Cal Resource Guide, which I think I've given you before, but it's important enough to remind you once again. This is a well-trusted site and one that you should be familiar with. If you ever have the opportunity to attend one of their conferences or workshops, I would encourage you to do so. But at the very least, I think you should explore their website and their resource center. So again, you have that link. Finally, I want to remind you to be posting to our discussion board in a timely manner. So this week, we ask you to think about your own attitudes towards language minority students. What has been the greatest influence on your attitudes? Have these attitudes changed over time? And remember, we're trying to post by midweek so that your colleagues have an adequate chance to respond. Because to earn the ultimate grade, you're going to need your original posting and a response to somebody else. And once again, I put this in the announcements, but let me remind you, if you're seeing zeros in your grade book next to the discussion board items, that's simply because I'm going to look at these as a whole in the end of the 15 weeks. So with that in mind, I wish you a wonderful week. I hope that your lesson planning is going well and that you're feeling confident about the delivery of these lessons and ready to get started. If you have questions, remember I'm just an email away. Take care.